beyond tradition. With a drop of magic. Clash in epic battles, where magic reshapes strategy. Unleash spells to transform the game. Attack! Defend! Trick! Master them all. Ready to duel in the realm of magic?
Oh, it's getting cold.
Okay, I'm out. I'm leaving, but I can't listen to John on OBS. Okay, bye. Hello, John.
Hear me?
Yeah, I can. What's up? Awesome possum. Awesome possum.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel you. It's cold here too. Well, how many degrees do you have there?
you.
Oh, you're so fucking stupid. I cannot, bro. Uh, our temperature is. Let me check. It's 4 degrees, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, it's fucking insane, bro.
Yeah, here it's 26 degrees.
Yeah, and you're with a jacket, bro. I cannot.
Yeah, but if I'm outside, I won't be wearing this one.
Okay.
You mentioned you have a cat. I have like 4 cats.
Oh,
Three
that's cool.
girls. Yeah, three lady cats and one baby. You know
Baby boy.
the baby boy.
The
Yeah,
baby
he's
boy, baby
the
boy.
black one.
Yeah, my black cat is the girl, and the white is the boy.
Oh yeah. Um, it's kind of the opposite on my side because
Yeah,
the white ones are the female.
yeah.
They're kind of taking care of the male. So once
I
it
see,
grows
I see,
up,
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
that's the family maker. It's gonna be the
He
family maker.
serves. He'll serve you.
Yeah, hopefully. Right now they only serve me some affection.
The good old affection, eh?
Yeah, really love to pet them. They're so flirty.
Yeah, bro, cats are amazing.
Oh, sorry, we are live. Okay,
Oh, we're alive.
yeah,
How do you know? You're so
in the
smart.
chat, in the chat,
Oh, we're so.
Robin
Oh,
says we
bro.
are live.
Oh. Yeah, I'm. Oh. Welcome, everyone, to the cat loving friendly stream. How are you, John?
Right now, I'm just trying to scratch my back because that's just like what a regular cat does.
What up? What up? What up? We're gonna have some Anichess. Actually, some Anichess action today. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We're gonna be watching these masters of Anichess, and hopefully we get to see new strategies because they're like one of the bests here in Anichess right now.
game, and then we're gonna have the finals afterwards.
Yeah, we're gonna
Um,
be having the battle for the third. So this is
correct.
going to be, um, I guess, exciting because this is something that we should really don't want to miss. And right now, maybe we can talk about the players for this match. Okay.
Yeah. We can talk about the players for this match. Like the first match is gonna be Gray versus Newbie, I believe. It's
Mm-mm.
gonna be a best of five game. They're gonna be playing. I mean, Gray, I know, I known her, because I don't know if you know John, but I work
Mm-hmm.
for the Anichess team, and am making fun little games and fun. Use every spell. Like I believe there are some players that only play three spells, and they just play with that. So this might be an opportunity to make good use of the POV and learn a lot, and get to know the insights and like the ideas behind the player's mind and what do they do, right?
Exactly. Speaking of Anichess spells, may I ask, Rallo, what are your top three Anichess spells at the moment?
That's a good question. So you mean balance wise, or you
Wow.
mean okay? So
I mean,
so
your
let me
your top.
rephrase. You mean like what I think are the best three spells, or what the three spells I like the most, even though they might not be as powerful. That's my
Yeah,
question.
let's start with the spells you like the most.
Okay,
Hmm.
spells I like the most. I really like Pounce and Purr.
Wow.
Uh like design wise, I think it's very smart. I really
Mm-mm.
like Transcendence design wise. I think it's very smart. And this is a very simple one, but I just love it. Is uh wait, what is the name of the spell where you put the pawn? Tactical promotion? No.
House recruit.
House recruit. House recruit.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah,
so
house
great.
recruit. I kind of like that spell as well because it's like it's really simple, but it just opens so many possibilities, right?
It is.
Yeah, it's very interesting spells for me. Pounce and Purr, I kind of like it because it's like it's the only spell that actually like hits information from your opponent, right?
Mm-mm.
Uh, like in a way, or one of the
Kinda.
most, yeah, one of the spells that hides the most amount of information from the opponent, and
Mm-mm.
I kind of like that. I think that's fresh, right? And for the spells, I think are maybe the most powerful coming from a novel like myself. I think Queen Time, even though you can use it one time only, is very powerful because it's always easy to miss a Queen Time, right? Like if you have to think every chess move with a Queen Time on top, it's hard. Then definitely, most definitely, Transcendence. Like yeah, the amount of options that you can get from Transcendence, I think it's a very powerful spell, and I don't see much use of it, but
Mm-mm.
I do think the promotion with the
House
knight,
recruit. Oh, the
um
Parker Mech. Parker Mech.
Parker
Yeah.
Mech is good as well. Probably not the best, but It's definitely for me at least top five kind of a
Mm-mm.
spell because like what I feel is like if we had, let's say, I don't know, Hikaru Nakamura playing against Magnus Carlsen, I feel like they would use that spell because the game would
Mm.
be more balanced, more even. Like I don't feel like Queen Time or like Transcendence, like the streaky spells would work in a high level top tier GM match as well. So I feel
Mm-mm.
like the spells that give you like small advantages, like Parker Mac or maybe I guess yeah, those type of spells I think are would be more valuable for those type of matches. Yeah. What about you?
Well, you talked about your liked spells or your most favorite spells. Maybe we can talk
Uh,
about the most hated spells. Well, in
okay,
my
okay.
case, I'll start it with Transcendence. Although it's one of the best, it's one of the meta, but I guess it's one of the most hated, especially for the newbies. Why did I say so? Well, simply
Yeah,
because if you're not familiar with it, with how the spell works, definitely you can get a Kingsley from your opponent, right? You just have to
yeah, yeah.
open the
Yeah, you
diagonal
play
on the
like
other end.
E4, they play like D5, and then
Yeah,
like you dead. It's like, oh, what is this?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So if you're not really familiar with the spell, definitely it's one of the spells that you will really hate. But of course, it's one of the strongest spell right now here in Anichess. Second, I guess it's tactical necessity because yeah, in the problems in Anichess puzzles, if you try to solve some of those Anichess puzzles relating to tactical necessity, yeah, somehow it can be very useful. But in application, like if you're playing against someone who has a lot of experience in Anichess, I don't think that can be very useful unless you have to exchange something for like a defensive approach, something like that. I guess that would be the use of tactical necessity. But other than that, I don't think it will be very useful.
yeah.
Well,
I see what
next,
you mean.
yeah, actually, do you use that? Do you use that spell?
I mean, no, I like the spell. I don't use
Mhm.
it. I like it, but I feel like it's more of a puzzle game spell usually. But it's cool. It's a cool spell. I'm not gonna say it's not a cool spell.
It is. It
Um,
is.
it is a very cool spell. I feel like you know what? I think it would be very interesting to know what is like the favorite spell of each player. Maybe we can ask them after.
Yeah,
Um,
I
right?
guess we have to. I guess
Uh,
we have to.
I guess we have to.
Yeah.
I have some info on Newbie. You want me to spill the tea?
Yeah, of course. What about you,
Okay,
chat?
Newbie.
I
Newbie.
guess they want
Newbie
to.
is a Taiwanese FIDE master. Actually, he's not a newbie. Um, and he's very versatile. He likes experimenting with spells. He plays a lot of parkour mech, house recruit. He's one of my boys, and he likes transcendence as well.
Hmm.
He's a water guy. He likes Fisher. He says he's very, very lucky, and he has 2,350 FIDE points.
Wow, definitely not a newbie.
Bro, Gray, please, Gray. It's the
Yeah.
underdog story. Gray is the underdog story now. too hard to control now, right?
Yeah,
Um, y-
definitely.
y- oh
Oh,
my God,
what
look at
a
him
support.
go! He's just flexing right now. Oh my God. Wow. Look at
Uh,
him push the pawns. Now it's
there's no
so
stopping
hard.
now. Yeah, there's no
There's no
stopping now.
stopping. Yeah. You just push, push, push. Yeah.
Oh
Oh my God.
man.
We're going to see a resignation from Gray. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
Newbie won.
game.
What a game. What
What
a
a
game.
game. What a game.
Definitely. Damn.
Very well played. I'm sad because I'm Team Gray, but
Yes, you
damn,
are.
Newbie is cold as cold. He's a cold player.
Yeah, he's
Cold
definitely
player.
cold. Looking
Yeah.
at those coordinated attacks with the use of Pengu dive for that king. Damn. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
one of the best
He's
kings.
like he's like he plays very positional, but I feel like when he sees the line, he's like, okay, I'm all in. Like he Pengu dives with a king. He like whenever he sees the line, he's in. But until that point, he's like very positional, methodical. Like you attack, I defend. Uh, don't get into like any weird positions because I feel like what the like newbie is down for a strategy. I feel like the newbie strategy right now is do not get very wild,
Mhm.
get to a control position, exchange pieces, and like try to win positionally. Like in regular chess, that's what higher rated players usually do against lower rated players. It's like I don't want to get into some funky, weird, like very tactic position because I might lose there. But in a positional game, it's very hard for me to lose. So I feel like newbies trying to go for that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
actually. And what Gray did, we can see that she used the previous meta spells. So that's Parker Mech, House Recruit, and Queen Time. However, that doesn't seem to work with newbies set of spells, Pengu Dive, House Recruit, and Transcendence. We all know how powerful Transcendence is, and we have seen that a while ago in this recent game. And as well as Pengu Dive. I haven't seen anyone use that Pengu Dive spell to the king. Okay, so it's being applied. The traditional chess theories also apply here, but not everything. Okay, it's
yeah,
like you have
and
to unlearn to learn.
newbie actually used every single spell to his disposal. Like the last king Pengu dive was the last actual Pengu dive he had. So I feel like resource management was on point, and yeah, just a very very clean game. Hope rooting for Gray, but just a little bearish because he's playing like newbie is playing so well, so well. Yeah.
Yeah, she still has a chance. It's a best of 5 game, so definitely we'll see what would be the next set of spells. Of course, what do you think would be the spells that Gray will use in the next match? Just some predictions, bro.
Okay, so I think Numi's gonna go for Pengu Dive, Transcendence, and just change. No, he's gonna change Pengu Dive.
Pego dive.
You know, yeah, I think he's gonna House Recruit Transcendence is just such a powerful combo.
It is.
Uh,
Yeah. Mm-mm.
because you can block ideas, and with Transcendence you can propose ideas. So I feel like he would change that. For Gray, I feel like she needs Transcendence. Um,
I
what do
agree.
you think?
Totally agree with you. If newbie will change something, maybe change Pengu dive into slip, and for Gray, maybe she really needs to add transcendence into her disposal. That's why we're going to the next game, right?
We're going to the next game.
Um,
Nice. I'm
here
hyped.
we go. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
that was
Wait.
fast.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
go
don't
for it,
know how
bro.
we got here, but we do see House Recruit Transcendence by Gray. Uh but Nubi changed Transcendence, and this looks like a very close position. This looks like Nubi's play POV, right? He plays with different pieces,
Yeah.
and Gray just slipped a pawn, and Nubi is taking control of e5 square, and it looks like a very good knight, if you ask me.
Well, I'm guessing this kind of position is trying to blockade each corners or edges of the board so that transcendence won't be very useful at the current position. That's why probably,
Oh,
yeah,
slip by gray. Very interesting slip, right?
interesting indeed. So trying
Slip is
to,
such an interesting spell because people like it's like, oh, it's one mana. This is not like this spell is not gonna be worth, right? Like it's just
yeah,
one mana. But you
mm-mm.
see, like this, you get this like very cute interactions where it's like the E5 square was such a huge outpost for the White Knight, and suddenly slip not only cancels that, but also provides you with one more energy.
Oh,
So
knight takes
yeah,
c6.
knight takes c6. Yeah, I mean there was what was the problem with like knight d3? I don't
Yeah,
see. Wait, what was the actual problem with knight d3?
I don't know. Maybe there was like a house recruit on e4. Probably
I
that's what
see
she.
how's recruit, and then oh, and then you have no more squares. Oh my god, from d3 everything is covered. F2, f4.
Oh, we still
Oh
have
my god.
c1, c1.
Yeah. Well,
But
you have
maybe newbie
C1,
doesn't.
but yeah, maybe
Mhm.
it's too much, right? Maybe you just want to trade and keep pushing.
Yeah, have a kind of open game. And I guess this is a better position compared to what we have analyzed.
I mean, knight on C1 would have been kind of disastrous, right? Uh,
Yeah.
mm, damn. This
So
is this
maybe
is
newbie is trying to be offensive here. What do you think?
yeah. I mean, does Newbie wanna? What is he doing? Like, I'm not sure because Gray. I feel like Gray is kind of catching up here because the F3 square looks like a hard liability. Like, if Gray can get a knight there, or I see what Nuvi is trying to do. So the white squares are a little bit weak. So I think what Nubi is trying to do, he's trying to exchange that light square bishop. So
Mm-mm.
light squares are a little more controlled. He doesn't want the game to go like too much out of control, right?
Exactly.
I like because usually in chess you don't want to exchange the bishops whenever you have the bishop pair, but we see here Nubi doesn't mind, and I think that's because white squares are very weak, and that's why I think we see Gray playing house recruit there, just saying, no, I don't want to exchange those bishops. I want to keep like my light square bishop. I want to keep on pressuring you, and we're gonna see if that works or it actually doesn't work because the position is so close that it's very hard to maneuver that bishop now. The bishop on d7 for Gray is hard to maneuver, right? It's not as easy to make it work. It looks like a pawn to me now, right? Uh, so yeah, hard position to play for Gray. I feel like
Exactly.
if I would prefer to be white here. How about you?
Mm-mm. Well, yeah, we can see that there's an advantage in terms of material, but we can see Newbie has a Parker mech. So anytime he wants to replace a pawn with a knight, he can definitely do so. Like this one on d5, he replaced that pawn with a knight, and that pawn became a knight, and very actively, doing these new maneuvers, new responding of that pawn on b6, and probably targeting like knight to c7, forking the king and the rook on a8. What about you, bro?
Interesting. Yeah, I mean this game is very hard to commentate because like it's back and forth. Right now, like the c7 square is a liability for Gray, but at the same time, like this f3 square, if Gray can get a piece there, I'm bullish on her as well. So it's just a hard position. Again, I feel like I'd rather play white because right now, what are you gonna do? Yeah, he just sacks the knight. She knows that if she
Damn.
moves the knight, the tempo is just gonna be too hard. Like knight c7 is coming. You have to move your king. The rook is gonna fall. It's just all the position is. Oh my god! And
Damn the
um,
pressure, bro. Yeah.
Nubi, instead of playing knight c7 check, he just goes for bishop take. Relentless play. Just yeah, it's just relentless. It's just non-stop attack. I used to have a chess coach. He always told me
Mm.
always play the best move. I know it's just like this is like
Oh,
sounds like a silly wait
damn. Knight to c7.
knight
Checkmate.
c7.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no. There's still a queen, but yeah, basically,
you lost your queen.
Oh no, we
Oh,
forgot. It's Anichess.
wait. You lose two rooks, right? It's still very
Yeah,
bad. Like
yeah,
bishop
it's
takes
still
rook here should be winning. You do
actually,
bishop takes rook,
and knight
and
takes
what do
rook.
you do as yeah? And then you takes rook.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
Okay, so
basically,
what?
it's a material advantage for newbie.
Wait, why did he do this?
I mean, that rook on a8 can still go to c8 or b8 if, yeah,
Okay.
while this rook cannot, it just
Why
go to
this
e.
order though? I really want to ask him why is this the correct order? Uh
Mm.
yeah, it's hard when you're commentating a 5 minute Anichess spell to realize what was the threat
Yeah, actually,
for great.
it's
But
very challenging.
yeah, very challenging. But like interesting why he chose that order. Probably is the correct one. Maybe people in the chat can tell us why to our mortal souls. We see Slip by Gray. She's just desperate at this point.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. And maybe we can have like a petition to change newbie's name into veteran.
yeah, or Pro.
Yeah, pro, because it
Yeah,
doesn't seem to move like a newbie here, right,
yeah,
chat?
yeah, 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 yeah. I think he's just debating with the name.
Yeah, it's like
Oh my god.
luring you to
Yeah,
not be the
yeah.
best version of
You're like,
yourself.
oh, I'm just playing a lettuce, right? What's the worst that can happen, right? This little lettuce. But yeah, he's like just so methodical play. Like he doesn't take like right now we saw it, right? Like he had this fork to do. He preferred taking a pawn, just like just very methodical and positional play. And now
Yeah,
Gray
he loves to
like
add pressure.
yeah, Gray goes for a slip because I think what she realizes is like I either make this a complicated position and try to bring up some, some tricks, or I'm just gonna lose positionally slowly. And it's kind of working because Newbie right now is almost down to 1 minute, and this is 5+2.
Yeah,
You can lose some time, right? Like Gray still has a lot of pieces. This is far from over.
damn, what a response! House recruit to
Yeah,
d5. So it's
how's
kind of
recruit to
eliminating
beef?
the threats of that queen takes to h1 because newbie doesn't have any transcendence spell, and kind of resolving any threats, but still having threats.
Yeah,
Oh,
I still have threats. I think like Gray needs to get some transcendence working. And what I like about the slip move is again, look where she's trying to go with that knight. This is what we talked about like
yeah, a
20
while ago.
moves back. This
Mhm.
F3 square might be a very, very good square for that knight. A very great outpost to like trying to pressure that king, right? Um,
Definitely.
but yeah, ooh, King G7 is a very, very interesting move. I think what she's trying to do is she's just trying to make some room for the queen to get active. Remember that Gray has transcendence, so Newbie is down to 25 seconds. This might be an opportunity for Gray. She needs to get tricky. She needs to work with the transcendence, and she needs. Okay, what is this A7 thing?
Yeah,
Don't
it's
get.
capturing the knight on a7. So maybe just taking the material advantage, but we can't deny that Gray is doing some pressure response here. That's why newbie is around less than 25
I like
seconds.
what Gray is doing. Gray is
Indeed.
so in chess when the opponent has less time. This is an advice for everyone. Don't take the piece that's obviously gonna be taken because that's an easy response for the opponent. Usually, what you try to do is like propose new problems. If
Exactly.
like you just take the queen, he's just gonna take the queen
Take it
back,
back.
right?
Yeah,
So I think what Grace needs, she recognizes this, and she's just proposing new problems, and look, Newbie's just like get that pawn out of here, and
damn,
we
look
see
at
a
this.
check. Yeah, Gray, go Gray, go Gray.
Yeah,
She's
go
trying to do
Gray.
this. Go
She's trying
Gray.
to complicate things, and that works. Look at
Oh my
that.
God, transcendence!
What a good use of transcendence.
This is Anichess, ladies and gents. Like whenever you're running out of time, you're playing this like mind game with time, like trying to pressure your opponent. And now your opponent not only has 10 seconds, he has 10 seconds against a queen with transcendence. And that's not easy at
That is not
all.
easy, bro.
At all.
That is really, she really added some pressure, and newbie fell for it. So yeah, whenever you are in the advantage side, try to simplify things. But we can see Gray is not trying to simplify things, just like what you mentioned. Do not do the obvious moves. Make it
Correct.
problematic, make it complicated, make new problems for your opponent to
That's
solve.
exactly what Gray did. And again, I think this all goes back to that point where Gray decided to slip the knight and just like slip the pawn and just create a position where like it's harder to play. There's more stuff to do. What's the correct input? And I think, might be wrong, but I think Newbie like just blundered with that house recruit on d5. I
The
think just
Yeah.
trying to control the center where there were many problems to handle. And it's like maybe if you have an hour, sure, that's a play, but
Mm-mm.
you don't. You're like running to 1 minute. It's like 2 seconds per move, so you gotta, you gotta be fast and you gotta be solid. And the king was not solid. The pawns started pushing, and Gray took the game too. And we're 1-1. And my question to my friend John is, who's gonna take game three?
Well, basing on these games, basing on their play style, we can see that both of them has a chance to, to win the game three. But since we're talking about it, maybe let's watch the game three, right?
John, that's boring, bro. You need to predict, man. What do you mean what?
Yeah, if I'm gonna be predicting, maybe I'll go with newbie. I'll go with
Okay,
newbie.
okay,
Yeah, because
okay,
you're on gray
okay.
side, so
Okay, okay. Look at this. I get with
uh,
Nibby. Oh my god. Safe bet. Don't worry,
safe
we
bet.
go with Greg. We have I'm not gonna say the word, but we have those. We have those. So Gray, take this home. Look, Gray's playing with sleep, and Newbie is like, you're not gonna be stealing my energy every turn. Because
Hmm.
that's one thing we didn't took into account. I think the slip was also stealing energy from Newbie. Maybe that's like when you're playing with 30 seconds, that's so obnoxious, right? Like you have this whole play in your mind, like in 2 turns I go transcendence, blah blah blah, and you're like, wait, where's my mana? It's like, oh damn, slip, I forgot. And then you have to replan, right? And you have 30 seconds. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's crazy. So
it's
that's
hard.
why you really need to be mindful of your spells and your opponent's spells to avoid this kind of confusion, especially during time attack moments. That's
Yeah,
why you also have to plan ahead. You mentioned
yeah.
that it's going to be difficult if you have these 2 minutes or 1 minute scenario. So you don't want to go into that scenario. You want to win. If you want to take the advantage, plan ahead. And this is Anichess. Everything can happen because of these spells.
Knight f4, very interesting. I feel like pawn g4 by Gray would be a good move. Trying to pressure the h5 pawn, trying to pressure, ask that question to the f5 bishop. Like, what are you doing here? Where are you gonna go? If he goes back, you can just take on h5, and I think Newbie recognizes that, and he just goes for slip to g4 because after pawn g4, I feel like the king side for black was gonna like crump, like it was gonna wait.
Yeah, there's a
Wait a second.
transcendence. There's a transcendence here.
Wait. This is hard.
Yeah,
So
so
if you take the
newbie slip.
rook, if you take the rook, right? If you play
Yeah,
rook takes rook, what's going on here? Is that a blunder? Did
capture
he
back
capture
transcendence.
back? Yeah, but like you're wasting 5 energy, right?
Yeah,
5 mana.
yeah, 5 mana. But I think newbie wants to control the H file. Maybe he's trying to control this file so that he can put his rook on the H1, knowing
I
that
mean,
Gray doesn't have any
fair,
transcendence.
yes, but that costs 5 mana. So
Well, right.
maybe if I'm gray now, I'm like, okay, exactly. I just put a pawn on h3, and what did you achieve? You have one transcendence less, and I have one house recruit less. And I feel like I rather have one more house recruit. And this is not bad. I don't see this as a bad thing for white. I mean, surely black has the upper hand, as in he's proposing, but I
Hmm.
feel like white, like if we compare the spells, I think I would rather play a house recruit than a transcendence, because transcendence, you like, it's the most valuable spell when the end game gets in, because it's harder to calculate when the time is lower. House recruit
Mhm.
is easier to calculate. But yeah, if I would have to take a position here, I'm very much happy to take white. How about you?
Yeah, but in the recent moves, we can see there's a material advantage, and
That's true.
Black managed to get a piece for this. But you're right about this one. So White is trying to control the center, and at the same time, he's trying to compensate since she lost a piece. So definitely she
Wait,
can still
wait,
get back.
where did
Yeah, in the
she lose a
G4.
piece?
Yeah, the G5 and G4
Oh,
exchange. So I guess she did that on purpose because she has a partner deck.
oh,
She can still get back that lost piece.
that's true.
Yeah. Since the Transcendence used a while ago, it doesn't seem to be, uh,
Oh, I'm so
very
dumb. I
important.
get it now. Yeah, no, no, no. I had a brain. Yeah, my brain farted. Yeah, sorry.
Well, it's Anichess. Anything can happen, bro.
Yeah, it's 8 a.m. too, bro. You know, for me at least. I
It's
had my
okay. It's
coffee, but
okay.
maybe I need one more.
Yeah, maybe you need one more because
Yeah.
this is going to be crazy.
Um. Damn. That's yeah. I missed that. But yeah, I'm Team Gray. Like, I think Gray can take this home if she focuses. It's hard. It's hard because she doesn't have Transcendence now, which is such a good spell for a late game. And now we see pressure on the H3 pawn. That pawn is gonna fall.
Yeah,
Um.
actually, we can also see that yeah, Newbie is trying to maintain that threat whenever that F2 pawn kind of disappeared. There will be a transcendence opportunities, and yes, you're right about that. H3 pawn, it's gonna go down.
I think might not be as simple. Like, if you play let's say play pawn f4. Okay, okay, she didn't. Like,
Yeah,
you
we
could play
can.
pawn f4, knight takes h3, pawn f5, knight g5, bishop takes h3. I mean,
Mhm.
mm, yeah, no, 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 and then knight takes h3. I guess that didn't work. But yeah, that h3 pawn is gonna fall, and now I think you're right, John. We see the like why Newbie did that. Oh my god, the slip by Gray is so smart.
The backslip.
Yeah, but now e4 is
Knight
such a great
E4.
outpost. Yeah. I mean, I think you have to
Yeah,
play f3. That knight can't be there. It's just too
I
powerful.
mean, no, F3 is a blunder because there's transcendence
Oh,
transcending
the
the queen from D8.
transcendence is
Yeah.
GG.
So I guess the target is the F2 pawn. That's why queen F3. This is the force move, I guess, because
True.
she has to guard
That's
that
true.
F2
That's
pawn,
true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
and it's
Damn,
very powerful. That knight on E4 is very powerful, bro.
this is very hard to play for Gray. Oh my god, this is a good move. Mm. Go Gray, you. Oh no, this is yeah, Rook. Yeah, she's just trying to defend, but it's so hard. Like, I think if you can go you can go Bishop E3 here. Like, what do you do against Bishop E3?
Bishop.
Queen takes. If you queen take, mm,
Mhm. Yeah, I guess. I mean, this is like just positioning because we all know
yeah.
Newbie, as you mentioned a while ago, he loves to position. So probably that's the whole point. Just trying to make some position, and yeah, who knows what happens next.
No, I was not saying sorry. I was not trying to say Bishop E3 instantly. I was saying, like, you have this Bishop E3 idea that, like, if the pawn takes, you could do Transcendence
Ah, yeah, yeah.
through. So right now the Queen can take as well,
Mm-mm.
but we can work around that. And now that the B2 pawn falls, it's such a bad position for Gray. Like, she has no Transcendence, she has no tricks. Black King is completely safe. I mean, wait, there's Queen takes F7,
Yeah, but just King
King
D8.
D8,
Mm-mm.
and
There's no follow up
mm,
unless you know. Okay, Bishop to
yeah,
D3, but there's a transcendence possibility here. That bishop on
Yeah,
h6 is, looking at that c3 pawn.
yeah, and you're gonna take with check, and then it's gonna be hard. I mean, it's not mate.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
mate.
mate, but both of
Hmm.
them having less than 2 minutes, so it kind of adds to the pressure.
I think newbie. I think if I was newbie, I would take like 1 minute here, try to find the line because it just looks like one of those positions where there should be something that wins for black here. Like
Mm.
surely, like for example, Rook of Fate looks very interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's actually a good move. So it doesn't
You're
just,
coordinating on F2. You're attacking the
yeah,
queen. It's hard to yeah,
and that's
and you
what
see it
he
on the
did.
board. Yeah, I mean, I'm not an FM, but I'm accepting. Oh, wait. Oh, I see what. Oh, Gray. Okay, Gray is just sacrificing the queen for two pieces, but then the bishop is gonna fall as well. This is not good enough. I think this is GG. I mean, nothing is GG with Anichess, right? There's
Yeah,
still
nothing is instant
possibilities.
GG.
There's still possibilities, but it's just so hard because like Newbie still has three house recruits, so he can use those house recruits to stop Gray's pawns.
Look at that. Oh, but let's
Wait a
not
second.
forget both of them has slip, so it can be helpful for Gray to promote that pawn with
Wait
the
a
slip
second.
spell.
I think this is unstoppable. Okay, you
Ooh.
go queen takes c3 check. Wait. Oh, this is so complicated. I think he just abandoned it. He's just trying to go for mate. Like queen f2 is mate threat. If you play g7, you lose. Uh if I take the pawn, he's gonna play
Hmm.
e3, I guess. Pawn e3, same threat.
Oh,
But
yeah.
what if Gray plays? Oh,
So that was the
oh
plan.
wait.
Remove the guard on f2.
No, this loses Gray because he can just play Queen C1, right? Yeah, and you lose. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, flip back. Oh wait,
yeah.
and
But
Transcendence.
that's
Yeah, you lose.
transcendence.
Yeah.
What a beautiful play for newbie.
What a beautiful game. Yeah. So sad. I mean,
Yeah, it's okay. No problem, bro.
yeah. I mean, I guess there was we lost because of like yeah that exchange that lost cost us a piece was just so hard to come back for from right. Uh,
Yeah,
and
you're
Newbie
right.
playing very positionally, very clean chess. Oh my god, my ears exploded. What did we do wrong? Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, basically not so newbie. We can
not
definitely
so
see that
Newbie.
not so newbie.
Maybe the new name for Newbie can be not Newbie.
Yes.
That's a suggestion.
Way more appropriate.
Yeah,
Not newbie.
congrats to Newbie by the way on the qualify. I this is qualify, right? He won 3 games already or two?
I don't know, two games.
One, two games. He didn't qualify. I'm just jinxing him because I want Gray to win.
mm,
Or is this best of three? No, this is best of five, right?
best of
Yeah,
five.
yeah. Yeah.
Best of five.
I think
Yep.
now it's just one spell. So if I had to play one spell against Newbie, what would I play?
Yeah.
Um, Definitely not Quintime, right? Because it's just one spell per game. I think I would play like Transcendence or like House Recruit. How
Yeah, I
about
think
you?
I think I'll play Slip, House Recruit, and Transcendence. That way, I can have a chance because we can
Yeah,
see how Gray managed to put some pressure. But yeah, let's have the next game, bro.
go
So
Gray.
let me ask you the question you asked me a while ago.
Okay.
Who's your bias here? Who do you think will win in this game?
I think Gray has this. Yeah, I think Gray has this.
Gray has
Yeah, I'm
this.
bullish on Team Gray. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
Gray
has
has
pounds
House
and
Recruit,
per.
Transcendence, and Pounds and Per. Yeah, she actually used this one. I mean, It's
Okay.
like she's keeping this Pons and Purse spell.
I'm gonna tell you something. I think Pounce and Per is the best spell for shorter time frames.
Yeah,
Uh
true.
because like let's say you have like 10 to 15 seconds. Like this is how the last moves of the game. You get stunned, you're like
Mhm.
you know, your brain like stops working. Like, oh, what am I supposed to do? So it's like I think it's a good spell to be a little tricky. Uh
Yeah, it is. It's a
because
little tricky.
because like if we look at Ray's spells, like she's running the most tricky spells, right? Like Transcendence, Bounce and Per, and House Recruit.
Also good.
So you know, I think, I think, I think. Okay, listen to me. This might be a stretch, okay? But I
Sure.
think Newbie picked Pengu Dive to counter Pounce and Per. Is that a stretch?
Yeah, yeah. You can actually use that Pengu Dive spell for the stun piece. So
Correct.
maybe that's a counter.
Maybe that's the counter. I mean, Newbie showed so Newbie showed so much like understanding of the positional aspects of Anichess, which is something that first of all has never been written about, has never been
Mhm.
like actually investing. Like people might like have some art underlying understanding of it, but we don't have books of people that wrote about you know, how to play positionally Anichess. So I think what's very interesting about this is when we see players like Newbie and Grave play, we can sort of get a small glimpse of how positional Anichess works. And
Mhm.
I feel like it, it's very like fresh for chess players. Like it's a fresh take. Yeah, it's just amazing. And I feel like probably commentating 5 minute Anichess should be it's probably one of the hardest jobs in the world, I'd say.
Definitely
Uh
is.
yeah, because like you need to be goaded. You need to be literal goaded at this game to do a good job. But we're out here trying to make this a fun experience for everyone. So please do comment if you're having fun and let us know
Yeah, let us
in the
know.
chat.
Chat.
Yeah, yeah. We also have to ask the chat who's more handsome, right, John? Because I think you're gonna win 100%, bro.
Bro, look
Yeah,
at
let's.
this. Look at this.
Oh,
A pound cent per has been used,
oh my
stunning
God!
that
This
pawn on e2.
and
And you're
and
right.
the penguin dive, bro. Bro, am I the goat or what? Am I the goat or what? You know,
You are a goat, bro.
I might be the goat. Oh boy, oh
Damn.
boy.
What a nice response. You see, you're right about that. You're right
Yeah,
about that.
oh, look at those
Damn.
knights, bro. Those knights are so obnoxious to play against.
Yeah, they
That,
are.
yeah, that C7 square is just ugh, suffering so much. It's like, please get off me. Oh, stop. No, 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 stop. Please, please. And the knights are like, stay there. Don't move. You know?
Yeah.
It's,
Don't
yeah.
move.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
let's not
Now
forget, this is Anichess.
this is Sanchez, and now Gray's like, I don't care. I'm just gonna castle kingside, and
Yeah.
you can take my f7 square and take my rook, sure, but like I'm just gonna castle and keep on playing.
Yeah. I'll just ignore that you captured my rook on e8 and go on.
You know what? You know what? An interesting, like something that I think could be interesting if let's say uh knight f7 check, castle, knight takes rook. If you manage to get like a piece into d6,
Mhm.
white manages to get a piece into d6, it might be a very interesting move just to prevent black from developing. We can see the white bishop for black is so like it's suffering so much. It's basically a pawn, right?
Yeah.
So if white manages to get some piece on d6, that might prevent,
D6.
yeah, that might prevent development from that bishop, and it could be good. That's why I wanted to take with the d4 knight instead of the b4. So now with the b4 knight, I could have played knight d6,
Knight
b5.
D6.
Sorry, yeah, knight b5 to knight d6.
Mhm.
But I'm not an IM. Not Newbie is the IM. I'm just a newbie. So
Yeah,
yeah, we're just learning here with this beasts. Bishop
yeah.
G2
Maybe
is
he kept it.
such a good move, right? This that bishop looks.
Ooh,
Oh
wow. So Opengo dive has been used, trying to pin that knight to the queen to d8, and with just a response of f6, guarding that knight on
wait,
g5.
I just take the knight and then you take with a pawn and okay. So I think Newbie needs to prepare now because
Mhm.
like maybe not take the knight now, but like yeah, he is taking knight. I would have done as well. Like now the king is so
h4.
unsafe. You just play h4, roll
Yeah,
down the king side. Yeah,
Parker mech
great.
probably.
Yeah, great. Desperately trying to block that king side, but I don't think it's gonna work because right now
Mhm.
you have bishop g5 landings, like so powerful move. The f6 and the e7 squares are. Wait, he played
Damn.
pawn.
Yeah, house recruit on g5.
House recruit
Probably
now. I mm,
like plans on
is it?
f6 or h6.
Yeah, but
Probably.
like bishop g5 looked so good. I don't know. Yeah, attacking attack now I see what he's trying to do. He's just trying to open the F file, right? Just attack that king.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean
And
I
also
want
he's trying to dodge some possibilities of transcendence. That's what I see here.
true. Transcendence is always on the line, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
That's why you want to make it close if there's like a transcendence opportunities from your opponent. That's why maybe this is what you be prefer,
No,
considering
that's
there's
that
also a bishop g5 good move, right?
that actually makes sense. And now we see King G8 by Gray just desperately looking for safety on the H8 square, I guess. I don't feel like taking is the best move. Now you're gonna get bishop g5 and pawn f3, and it's gonna be hard to defend that king side. I feel. Let's see how Newbie approaches this. Like remember, Newbie has queen takes d6. He has pawn
Ooh.
d5 to fork that bishop and that knight as well. It's just such a good position for Newbie. No weaknesses at all. Very hard
Yeah,
position to defend
just
for
did the
Gray.
house recruit on d5, so forking that knight on c6 and bishop on e6 as well. So newbie doesn't have any mana left, but of course, this material advantage can be very useful later in the game. But there's
Yeah,
still problems with Burr.
I mean, it's only 1 minute left for Newbie, so I think Gray still in the game here, but it's just so hard to prove, right? Because you have 8 mana, you can do a lot of stuff here, but your knight on c6 is awful. Your bishop on the e6 square is awful as well. Looks
For
like a
real.
pawn. Your rook on a8 is awful, and it has no good squares. So it's
So
like it's just so bad.
yeah, she
There's
definitely
there,
need to regroup.
yeah, we see bishop
Damn.
g5. This move, I just wanted to play it for so long, and I want to see f3 here. Like just f3, open the f file, just send it. It's just too much pressure. Yeah. Let's see if the newbie actually sees the pro move. I'm joking, by the way. I'm the newbie and he's the pro. But yeah, queen b3. Just if you exchange, you're not gonna win this game. Queen,
Definitely.
you can't exchange here, Gray. Please just come up with something. I don't know why. I don't
Yeah,
know what I mean.
Gray has to do the same thing what she did a while ago. So she has to add some pressure, make it
Yeah,
complicated, add more problems for newbie to solve.
add problems. Yes, add problems. Just whatever. Just queen d7. Keep on playing. Just don't panic. Queen d7. Keep on. Oh, you lose. Oh, there's nothing you can do. Again, I guess pawn d5. Pawn d5 maybe.
Yeah, pawn d5. Just try to complicate things
Yeah, just keep on going. Yeah, or that. I didn't want
like
to
that.
waste the mana to be honest.
Yeah. Maybe try
This is
to conserve mana and cause some complication for newbie to think about it.
wait. This is so how. I mean, f3 for newbie. Just play f3 newbie is like. Wait, is there any? Okay, she has no mana, so there's no transcendence.
Yeah,
If
can't
you play
use.
f3, oh, maybe he doesn't want to play f3 because queen after takes you have queen h3 by black attacking the rook.
Yeah,
Uh,
and probably newbie might miss that queen e6, looking at the h3 to a2 to b1. So probably he's not open for that risk.
we need the e6 knight, the c6 knight to do something. So I want to see e4. Yeah. And now
Yeah,
I want to see knight e5 and just get into the game with that knight. Maybe pawn takes e2 and knight d3 and just get into the game as fast as possible. Oh my god.
king
I don't want to
safety.
say, oh my god, Newbie, you're such a boring. Why do you do that, bro? You have 16 seconds though. You have 16 seconds. You need to prove
Yeah,
yourself and
against 50
everyone that you
seconds
can.
gray.
It's not as easy. And Rook B8 is it's definitely a move.
Yeah, but it's working, bro. It's working.
I
We can
I,
we
I
can
see the
definitely see.
vision.
Yeah,
The so don't play Rook C8. Great. Don't play Rook C8. Play another new move. No. He's just gonna play Queen B7. Don't play. No.
yeah,
Don't give
just
him that. That's
accumulating some
better.
mana.
Yeah. Don't give him that chance. Just play another move. Play let's say play A5. Play pawn A5.
Yeah,
What is
a5.
white doing? Pawn A5. Just
Damn.
no. Pawn A5. Just keep
Well,
on the keep complexity going. Okay.
okay. So we can see there are some possibilities here. Queen to f6, offering exchange,
Oh, this is so
trying to
hard.
simplify.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I
need to
simplified.
simplify. Oh wait.
Simplified.
Rookie six. Rookie six. No, rookie six attacking the bishop, and then you had rook a6, and you could play knight b3
Knight
check.
b3.
Yeah, you had
Yeah,
some ideas there. I think this is 7 seconds though.
7 seconds. Anything can
This
happen,
is
bro.
yeah. This is anyone's game. This is just
Yeah. Look at that solid pawn structure.
take
Still has
take.
one part per mech.
I think. Oh, this is no. This
Oh
is so.
no.
Oh no. Yeah. Oh no. This is knight f7, I guess. Yeah, but this is so hard. Yeah. Oh
Very
my
difficult
god.
to use that transcendence spell. I mean, anything is still possible, but
Wait, wait,
it's
wait,
very difficult.
wait, wait. What about Transcendence takes pawn on h4 for black?
Can do. Can do.
I mean, not now, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's possible. It's just maybe Gray is trying to time attack newbie, but unfortunately, this is simple
I,
chess.
Transcendence? Transcendence. No, she needed to play Transcendence to defend
She
that
doesn't
pawn on
have
g2.
any slip.
Oh, it's GG. Yeah. I think this is resignation time. I mean, 4 seconds though, but it's.
Oh, pounds and per. Oh, the pengu dive, bro.
No, bro. What we
Yeah,
just saw is just cinema.
yeah.
Newbie flexing on that defense
Damn.
and Gray flexing on that offense. Such a
Yeah.
good.
Seems like he was ready for it.
Yeah, and she goes for the transcendence play, trying to be tricky.
Damn.
Oh, Gray, you fought like she fought with grace, right?
Yeah. She fought
I
well, but
Yeah, she fought with grace.
and we found out that newbie isn't newbie.
Yeah, not he's not Newbie. He's the new
Yeah,
name is not Newbie. Yeah,
yeah, definitely not newbie. And with
definitely
that,
not Newbie.
I guess we have our third placer, and that
Yeah,
is newbie.
congrats to Gray, by the way. Great
Yeah,
games. It's not hard to play against an FM. And I feel like this is a great example of what is one of the best things that Anichess has. Gray, not like she's not an FM, she's not an IM, she's not a professional chess player. She's just an Anichess player, a very smart one, but an Anichess player. And she's playing against a FIDE master with over 2,300 rating. In like this is no joke, right? This in
yeah,
chess, it's impossible.
not a joke.
This in chess is impossible. You cannot play at this level against a player of that level. And I think this is not only good for Gray, but it's also good for Newbie, because as a high level player, you also want to play against lower rated players and be more equal because it's more fun, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, congrats to Newbie. Great games, great defenses, and overall just proud of the level of Anichess we saw here. And Gray, congrats as well. You fought well. You gave us some great matches. And I think with this note, we're going to a little break. Uh, right? Am I right, or am I tripping? We go for a 10-minute break, and we
Yeah,
back.
GG's of course, but maybe let's welcome first Trap Queen TQ, because
Trick
yeah,
you in the
she's here. Let's
house.
go. Yep, it is.
These are the masters, right, John? This is Anichess, and
Yeah,
we're
they are.
down to the last few pros from a total of 64 players, and that's crazy.
Crazy, crazy. And the games, yeah, we just witnessed, they were really, really crazy. Yeah.
It's insane. It's insane. Yeah, and I
Damn,
just want to
like
say
yeah. Sorry,
congratulations.
go.
Sorry, yeah, go ahead. I mean, I was just gonna say congratulations to Newbie. And of course, I love Gray. I'm her biggest fan. You know, she's part of the Queen's Cup as well, the tournament that started with like 84 contestants in the Sauce Squad community. So it's her finals for tomorrow as well. And I know she's going to dominate that. You know, she has a lot of fans. So we love this game.
I'm a fan of Gray, by the way. I'm a
Me
fan.
too.
She's the best. Yeah, yeah. She's just
Gray's the best.
so kind, such a great player, a good human. Which I feel like, sorry, unrelated topic, but we need good humans in this world. I don't know, not Newbie. I'm not saying he's not a good human. I wish I can get to know him, but yeah, like yeah, great games, and I overall I had so much fun, and I realized how hard it is to comment Danny chess. I know that some great Danny chess players are looking at this stream and are going like, "Who brought this guy up?" And I'm like, "Yo, why don't you try it? Like it's a 5 minute transcendence, spawns and per Pengu dive house recruit game. It's not easy, right? To see all the lines. So yeah, really having a lot of fun here and learning a lot about Anichess as I do every day.
Yeah, definitely, bro. And I guess you guys, please don't go anywhere because we're gonna be having the finals later on. So for the meantime, we're gonna be having a quick break. So if you're not having a dinner yet, go for it. Go have some drinks, some coffee, and we'll be right back.
See ya. Guys, I'm muted. I'm muted.
Step beyond tradition with a drop of magic. Clash in epic battles where magic reshapes strategy. Unleash spells to transform the game. Attack! Defend! Trick! Master them all! Ready to duel in the realm of magic?
Sup?
No. Listen, dude. Listen. Okay. I'm not gonna accept that kind of energy for the moment we're gonna live right now.
Okay,
I'm
let's
not gonna-
repeat it.
Okay, wait. 3, 2, 1. We're live.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Let's
Let's
go!
go! What's up,
Now that's an
everyone?
intro.
We're vibing here. We're ready for this match. I'm fresh. I'm like okay, my brain
Go for it, bro.
stop working. Should I say it?
Go for it, bro.
I'm moisturized. I'm literally living my moment right now. I couldn't be
Damn.
more ready, and I'm hyped. Yeah, I'm really hyped. I want to see this match. I feel like watching Anichess is it makes me it reminds me when I started watching chess. Like when I fell in love with chess, I started watching live chess matches or like YouTube commentaries or like content creators that explain chess.
Mhm.
And I had this feeling when you learn new stuff, right? Like you see a pin and you're like, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna play my friend, I'm gonna pin his piece, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like with Anichess, you get that feeling all the time. It's like for example, today we saw Pengu dive with the king, right?
Mm-mm.
We saw Transcendence with a king. We saw you get to see this like unique uses or unique use cases rather for spells, and I feel like it's so interesting and like you can learn and like use that data to improve your gameplay. And of course, you like for the people who don't know, you can do that by just watching his like matches on
Oh
Anichess,
no.
going to profiles and watching matches. But you would be missing out on my friend John, who is fucking good looking. He looks great, like so, and he's like an amazing dude. He makes me smile. He's making you smile as well. So yeah, jokes aside, we're gonna have a great match. We're gonna see Elijio. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah,
Versus
Ellaijio.
Freysa.
Damn.
Yeah, this is gonna be a great match. I have some info on them, by
Mhm.
the way. So
Can you
our
spill it?
team asked, yeah. Our team asked like some fun questions
Mm-mm.
to them, and I have those answers. So like the questions are basically what is your skill at outside of chess? I think that's a fun question. Elijah, he's an anonymous novelist. I think that's so cool. Like my guy is Edgar Allan Poe and he plays Anichess, you know. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
He's a
possible.
juice, orange juice or black tea kind of guy. Uh
Mm.
historical figure. Listen to this one. Clay Thompson. I challenge him to a 3-point contest. He
Damn.
fears my man fears nothing. You know what I mean? He fears nothing. Greatest player of all time. He would write Vaseline Topalov. Uh, style in 3 words: fantasy, understanding, and beauty. And
Mm-mm.
fictional character who he crash at chess. Hulk.
Hmm.
Damn, the
Bro,
incredible one.
What do you mean? Like, how does Hulk grab a piece? Is that
I don't
possible?
know.
Is that even?
I
No,
He
don't
I'm
know.
not kidding. I'm not
smashes.
kidding.
That's
What
why
Just
he
this is?
smashes.
smashes.
Yeah, this gets me off my like I don't get it. Like, how does like he can like there's no way he can pick up a piece. And he's an AM, by the way.
Hmm.
He's like around 2,850 blitz.
Damn.
What?
That's
Oh my
huge, bro.
gosh.
What? What do
Way
you
beyond my
mean?
elo, bro.
Listen,
Sheesh.
do you know how much time do you need to invest into chess?
That's a
To have
lot.
2,840 bleeds. Oh my god. That's amazing. And then
I
Freysa on the other side. Um okay. She said Anichess is chess on steroids. I kind of dig this quote. It is chess on steroids. She's also do you know if it's a she or a he? Freysa is a boy or
Uh,
a girl, a man
no
or a
idea.
woman.
Until now, no idea.
Okay, fair. We don't know.
No,
Uh
no.
says
Mysterious.
historical figure to play Napoleon.
Wow.
wow.
I dig that. I feel Napoleon was an amazing and very smart human being. Best chess player Kasparov and fictional character Chuck Norris.
Damn.
That's I think we're gonna have a crash of titans. This is
Definitely,
gonna
Definitely,
be
bro.
definitely.
Yeah, Clash of Titans. I'm hyped. Can we see like the tournament bracket? Is there a way that we can see the tournament bracket and we can see how like we got to this point, right? Because this
I
players
think the
this
game
players
is.
didn't like play one game or two games or this was an easy qualifier, whatever, right?
Yeah,
This
but
is
bro,
like
they're actually playing right
The
now.
match is starting
wait, no
here.
way.
Can you see
I
it?
can't
Can you see
oh
it?
my god, I can't see the screen.
Oh
Guys,
yeah, it's just starting.
please, please.
I was wanting to
God
ask
help
you
me.
guys,
I
actually,
need to
John,
fix
like, what do you
this.
think
I don't
about?
know how to fix it. One second. I'm trying to fix this. I guess. Um beam boom. Oh.
Yeah, currently the
Yeah, you
situation
can just
here,
refresh the
Okay,
browse.
judging
let me
by
fix
the
this.
position, with Freysa
Oh,
having Sleep, House Circuit, and Transcendence, versus Elijah with Pengu Dive, House Circuit, and Transcendence, we can see that Elijah is kind of aggressive with his play. But what about you, TQ? What do you think of the position? Can you comprehend what
oh my
Elijah is trying
gosh,
to do?
I was so into what
I'm
Rallo was
back.
saying. Oh,
Thank
there he is.
God.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I
Welcome
was
back,
just
bro.
saying that
On? What is going
I
on?
was so into what he was saying about them too, and I can really see that how they play and how they chose their spells really kind of like reflect their little kind of like personalities that they shared and Rallo shared with us. And I can see they have two of the same spells. But what do you think about Slip versus Pengu Dive? I think that's like where it's going to really be the game, right? Because at least they have two of the same spells. So for me, who's a noob and watching from the outside in, I think it's going to be a really great match. Judging by the time, I see that. How do you say it? Elaijio,
Elijah?
Elijio,
Elijah? Yeah,
Elaijio. Yeah,
Elijah.
Elijio seems like he got the upper hand. But what do you think? Pengu Dive versus Slip? Like, which one do you think is more OP?
What about Urello? What do you think? Slip or Pengu Dive if you're gonna be
I'm just
choosing?
I'm just trying to see this position. If I have to choose, I'll rather play slip. I
Oh,
feel like it's a lighter spell and it can control the opponent's mana. So sometimes you can use slip as a I repeat this position, but you don't have the spell you thought you would have.
mhm.
So it's more versatile in my mind. But
Great insights.
yeah, I'm obviously not a great chess player. I'm decent, but not an amazing one. I feel like 95 would be a great play by Freysa, just
Like Freysa.
taking control. Yeah, Freysa, just
Mhm.
taking control of that E5 square because you also have the pawn on G5. which prevents or doesn't prevent, but disencourages pawn f6, because you would take, then he would take, and then the e file would be open. You could play knight takes c6 if it's not defended, and so on and so forth. The problem on getting into e5 is after f6, the knight is running out of squares, but luckily you have like sadly, I mean, you don't have the g6 square to move. So it's like when you go to e5, where are you moving next, right? I think
Yeah.
that's the main problem and the reason why Freysa hasn't played
Yeah,
that move yet.
really needs a planning when you're actually deciding to commit a move like that, especially when you're trying to control squares. But it's a good thing you mentioned that knight
Yeah,
e5. It's still
I,
one
s-
of
I
the
see a
possibilities.
tactic, by the way. I see a tactic. What if we play knight a3?
Knight a3.
Yeah,
Mm.
with the idea of uh transcendence the bishop on f1. Like
Hmm.
you play knight f3, and then you can take the pawn on
On
b5.
b5.
And if he takes, you transcendence, take the pawn, check, and then you can take the knight, right?
That's possible. That's actually doable. And yeah, I don't know. We don't have any idea why Freysa is not considering the plan,
Because
but
what I like about that is it's a multi-purpose move. You develop the
mhm,
knight, like you open your rook, you can now like long castle if you want. Uh he doesn't, he or she doesn't decide to go for that move. I feel like it's interesting. I would love to see what the chat thinks about that move. Maybe we're missing something like a counter attack or etc. But I think that move would have been a great move. Yeah.
mm,
Um, Interesting. I feel like black has a very solid position, but white is taking over the center. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's really spread out.
Hmm.
exactly. Yeah, we can see
Yeah,
that white is controlling the center, and at the same time, both of them are really, really, mindful of both having the transcendence spell. Because if they're not very careful,
Mm-hmm.
then that king on e1 and that king on e8 may be, in a danger zone because
Oh
of the
my
transcendence
gosh, they
spell.
have both 1 minute and a half. And
How
they're
slow is
still
that?
super close, guys. Like Pengu versus Slip, and they still have mana for all of it. I don't know. This is neck on neck, man. It's tough.
I think
Definitely.
white is in the advantage here because so they both have 8 mana. Your bishop is attacked, and now you can take on c6, right? With the
Yeah.
knight, you're attacking the bishop, uh, and you can just go back to e5 if everything goes wrong. So I don't. I think the best move is definitely taking the pawn here. I don't know if there's another trick, but yeah, he goes for it, and
Mhm.
now your bishop is attacked. You don't have any good squares unless you pengu dive, which she
Oh,
does. It's an interesting move.
an
But now you just,
exchange.
yeah, you just trade, and you're like
Nothing
the
happened.
black knight is, yeah, the black knight is horrible. It does nothing, right? It's
Mm-mm.
completely blocked by your own pawns.
Yeah,
Whereas the white knight is amazing. You're
indeed.
threatening rook g1 and like pawn g6. Okay, f6 comes in.
Mm-mm. Try to postpone the plan that you just mentioned, and
Yeah,
eliminating this strong knight on e5, as you mentioned a while ago. It
yeah,
controls a lot of squares, so maybe
yeah.
that
But
f6 is
but
inevitable.
now but now e6 is a target, right? You have a backwards
Yeah,
pawn, and
a weak
now
pawn.
bishop a6 is gonna be like attacking that pawn and working with the pin. And he goes for the
Oh,
transcendence play, right?
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Really?
same concept or motif we talked about earlier now comes into light. Very interesting.
Yeah, totally
Yeah,
agree.
now the white position, like all Freysa needs to do right now is just secure a time advantage. He needs to like, she, it's a she, right? Like
Yeah,
we see the
let's
picture.
yeah,
Let's
maybe
assume
let's
it's a
stick to
she.
she. Let's assume.
Yeah, so she needs to play a move right now. whatever move. Just pawn takes pawn. Play every single move that you can.
Damn, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, less than
Yeah,
10 seconds, bro. This is
yeah. Rook G1, Rook G1, just straight
G1.
rooks. Yeah, Rook
Trade
G1. Start
rooks,
with there. Yeah, pawn takes
simplify.
pawn also. Yeah, every single move that you can play. It might not be the best, but just play it.
Yeah, and that will add some seconds because it has increment, and at the same time, she can have more time to think about the next moves.
Yes,
Just be
yes, yeah,
quick. Let's go,
yeah.
Freysa.
Just be quick, and I think you need to swap pieces as fast as possible.
Damn,
Great
yeah, that
move,
house
great
recruit
move.
on F3.
I like the move. We need to bring the bishop back.
Oh,
Good Pengu dive. We can
Pengu
just
Oh
dive.
move
my.
though. We can just move. There's not a lot of happening. No, this is very good for us. This is fine. This is
Yeah,
fine. Just this
still
is
fine.
fine. Yes, should be fine, Fraser. Just
Mhm.
keep control of the position. It's so hard though, because Elijah is pushing with time and he has 4 mana. It's like, and those two passed pawns are so good. So good.
And now it's three.
Now it's 3 and now it's so hard to control. You need to play something. Okay, the
Oh,
slip is good. The slip
that's
is good.
good. But they really need to be careful. Both of
Yeah,
them
this
having
is good.
transcendence.
Push the pawn, bring the bishop back.
It's
Bring the
so
bishop back.
close.
Bring the bishop back. Okay, I like that
Okay.
move. I like that move. That's a good move. Oh no, but H3. Pawn H3 is so good.
Oh
Oh
my
Yeah,
gosh.
I
Five
think the pawns
seconds
are
on the clock.
unstoppable.
Oh
no,
my
you
goodness.
wait.
Countering attacks. Okay.
Wait, because bishop takes D5. Okay, King H1. No, wait. Why didn't he? Oh, okay, this is better. Yeah. I mean rook, sorry, not king.
Oh, I just dodge it. Just dodge. Okay. Pretty intense, bro.
Very intense
Seven
game.
seconds.
I'm on the edge
Yeah.
of my seat right now.
Yeah, I feel like okay, takes bishop takes pawn needs to be played. Bishop takes pawn. We need to take that pawn.
Ooh, what a
Oh,
nice slip. Threatening A8. What a nice defense.
yun lang.
Okay, good defense.
Yeah, that's a nice defense capturing that A8.
Oh,
Oh,
great move. Yeah,
okay.
you have
Queen
queen now.
They
promotion.
both have transcendence.
Yeah, they really need to be
Oh,
careful. Oh,
Tengu.
Oh, GG.
GG's.
No, it's GG. I think because if you move up, transcendence takes a king.
Yeah.
Yep.
N-
Oh,
Oh.
Oh,
no,
no,
it's
no,
GG.
no. Yeah, just delaying the inevitable. What a
Let's
nice game.
go, Elijio.
Yeah,
Wow.
Elijah
Yeah.
takes the first game. What a
I
game.
That's crazy. I just got to breathe now. For every second is like longer than it is in Anichess, for some reason it makes time stop.
Pengu dive coming in clutch and house recruit proving again that whenever you control whenever you control an enemy part of the board, like in this case, the king side, the white king side was very controlled by black, and you
Yeah,
start placing pawns there, backed up by rooks and a bishop or a rooks and a knight, and you just start storming those pawns, and they're just passed pawns is so good, so good.
agree with you,
Uh
brother. I
the
think the problem
positional
here was
play, yeah,
the time, right? Do you agree?
time,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's the time management because probably if Freysa has enough time to calculate more to regroup the pieces, definitely she can survive the first game. But what happened? Yeah, those two rooks were unstoppable.
damn. I mean, very hard to play against the Pengu Dive House Recruit combo, I feel. And then their Transcendence as well is
Hmm.
so
It was
good.
just
Like, you
looming
cannot
over
miss.
them, right? The whole time, that transcendence. And I mean, that's a worthy match for the finals because there's $3,000 on the line right now. You know what I'm saying?
Now that you
And
mentioned it,
Right? So it's from the top. This is from 64 purged into only a couple of the masters now in the Anichess community, and all of them have more than 10 years of playing. So we are going to see a bunch of moves that can catch us off guard, I think. So I think that was a really, really good one. The synergy of the spells was on point for me. Even though I'm a noob, I could understand, and your commentaries was like spot on, guys. Good job. Because I'm learning so much with these pros as well.
I mean, it's a constant learning experience for
Mm,
everyone.
Mm.
I feel like when you see someone play the game, you feel like you understand. But like when you start actually talking out loud what's happening, you realize how many things you need to explain in in so little time. So it's actually
totally.
very
Mm.
yeah, very very hard to cast this game. I feel like actually casting Anichess should be like it's like you should have an elo for it. Like it's like you're casting elo because it's you need to be fun, but you also need to like be spot on because the plays are like really amazing.
Very
Like
strategic.
sometimes,
Very
yeah,
strategic.
there's 6 different spells going on, and you might miss one that completely changes a good move into a bad move.
Exactly.
Uh,
That's why I
so
love that match, man. It was such beginner friendly because they have both two of the same spells, and it kind of like makes my brain cells work about the Pengu and the slip. But the transcendence, like I said, was just like in the back of my head, and that play
Mm-mm.
was just very satisfactory for me as well, because I was kind of like looking at transcendence and see where they're gonna. Also, like, do you see and observe that some of them actually use spells early on in the game, and then some of them actually kind of like blitz all the way at the end, and some kind of like space it out?
Mm-mm.
What do you think is the best strategy for that?
Well, judging from the games that we just saw, maybe they all have their own strategies and techniques on how they use these spells. However, based from what we just saw, maybe it really depends on the preparation they have prepared for this matches tonight, and based from the battle for third place that we just commentated a while ago, we can see that most of them or most of the spells that has been used are different. Unlike
Mm.
to the recent game from Freysa against Elijah, we can see that both of them have House Recruit Transcendence, and they just differ with Sleep and Penguin Dive. But in the end, the winner is the one who really used the time, the spell properly, and I guess we really really witnessed how good these masters are.
It's brutal, man. It's brutal out here. And, I think Elijio thinking that Hulk can crush at chess
Mm-mm.
is really cool, because I think he's crushing it just like Hulk is. I think if ever Hulk would ever try to crush this,
He's
literally,
smashing
he's just
it.
smashing it, man. And sheesh, top 64 down to, and from there, the knockout stage cut the field down round by round until
Mm-mm.
it's just the masters of the masters battling today for the championship. I think this bracket is really cool too. So you see a game two is now on for Elijio and Freysia. They got
oh,
Yeah.
by the way, I have confirmation from guys. I used to work for the FBI back then, so I
oh.
have some spies that are working for me right now, and they confirmed me that Freysa is a he, and he's a GM actually, a grandmaster.
Ooh,
GM Freysia.
Grandmaster Freysa,
Yeah, so we're having a
GM.
grandmaster playing against an international master
international
actually.
master.
Sheesh. How do
Yeah.
Yeah.
you become a grandmaster, Rallo? Like, what's like the
First of all, you need to accept you're not gonna have a life, and then after
That's
that,
true.
you need to work uh for that for like, yeah, basically what like jokes aside, what you need to do is like you get norms by playing tournaments against
Mm-mm.
higher rated players than you. So first you need to become a FIDE master, then an international master, uh, and then a grandmaster. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Big brains over here in the table right now. Of course, it's the finals for Anichess, and this is not just chess. This is chess 2.0. Another complicated layer on top of the complication of chess. And, we're here with Rallo and John, and they're just teaching me all the cool things about this game right now. Shout out to everybody in the chat, all the South Squad and Anichess communities. We're watching Freysa versus Elijio. And I can see they have only one spell in common right now, guys. What do you think's going on? And how do you think you can play how do you think they're gonna tip the scales? I think it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, the one that we can see that's different is the shot in the dark and queen time. We can see Freysa uses House Recruit Transcendence and Queen Time, but it's very identical to the same position a while ago that we witnessed in the recent game. However, it's not clear yet what's the plan for Elijah here. But we can see that Knight probably is
Mm.
trying to do some shot in the dark for the next succeeding
Ooh.
moves. But Ralo, what do you think would be the best play here if you're
I
gonna be
think
white?
shot in the dark is going to be the game changer because shot in the dark, I like to think of it as you select what you want. Like you throw a coin and you select what you want. So you throw a coin,
Mm-mm.
you say tails, and the opponent has to guess right. If he doesn't guess right, he might lose the game. If he does guess right, maybe like it's an even position. So it's like a very nice spell to be tricky about, especially at this level. Because remember, shot in the dark makes your piece invisible, but you can move it or not move it. So what you can do is, let's say, you can make a knight invisible and then say, if I moved my knight, I could threaten this, but if my knight stays, I'm threatening other things.
Mm.
So it's
Exactly.
very interesting as a spell.
Well, to be honest, very interesting, especially for high tiered players. Like in this case, maybe you can do shot in the dark, putting that knight from b3 to a5, or maybe you don't. So it keeps your opponent guessing from time to time, and it adds up to the pressure. Let's say both of you are in panic time or like time attack. Well, definitely that's gonna be a game changer, just like what Ralo mentioned a while ago.
Yeah, most definitely. And now we're seeing a very chill game, what you call a positional game. They're not exchanging any pieces or any pawns. They're just developing their pieces, getting some king safety. We see like um, on white side for Elijah, he's just trying to develop the bishop to g2, maybe king castle. Same thing for Freysa. He's trying to play the bishop to g7, and
Hmm.
he might long castle or short castle. In chess, we used to like say that if the castling is opposite, then the game would be more challenging and probably mate is more likely. But since this is any chess, mate is inevitable
Yeah.
almost. Uh, but yeah, like we see before by Elijah saying, "Are you sure you want to castle kingside?" You know, I might play h5 at some point and just break it open. Oh, very good. Like I like this move a lot. I'll tell you
Knight
why.
a4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like it pressures the pawn, right? On
Mm-mm.
c3, and right now your knight on b1 is defending it, and you kind of want to develop your pieces, but they're kind of stuck defending that pawn. You
Ah,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Mm-mm.
It's like if you play knight d2, then the guy takes a pawn. He's threatening your queen. So it's yeah.
So it's like attacking a piece so that you won't be able to move. You won't be able to develop.
Oh,
Exactly.
did he play shot in the
Wow.
dark
Oh,
just
no, no,
now?
no. Just bishop f1. Maybe just
Oh,
buying some time.
One more queen time. I love queen time.
mm,
So now this knight to d5 is actually trying to attack that pawn on c3, just as you mentioned.
yeah.
So the knight
You
on
need to
b1
play
is not
bishop.
enough.
Yeah, you need to play like bishop d2 or queen c2. Yeah,
Yeah,
we see queen c2 multi-purpose move. It's also attacking the e4 pawn, but it's a fake attack, right? But because if you
it
take
is.
that pawn, you're not gonna have a good time, I think.
Yeah, the c3 pawn will definitely go down, and that bishop to from g7 will get enough diagonal later on, because that d4 pawn will be subject for attack, and who knows what happens
Mm.
next.
Yeah, I mean, I maybe shot in the dot.
Ooh.
Oh,
Mm.
Ooh.
It's like, creating a small world for white.
yeah, but knight a5. I don't.
No, no,
Is
no.
that move?
Nope, you cannot do knight a5 due
Ah,
to
house recruit
transcendence.
and transcendence.
Transcendence h6 to a5.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah, you can capture that knight on
yeah,
a5.
true, 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 true.
And which leads us to this position. So e3.
Hmm,
Freysa is trying to, make an attack over here at the center.
I like this move.
Wow.
94. If pawn takes, you take with a knight. Knight is on f2. I mean, the
And,
bishop opens.
and
Kind of
then
like
there's
this
like
move.
an e2 to e4, right? After that
Yeah,
capture.
exactly. You can go. I don't think he's gonna take, right. Like
Mm-mm.
Freysa. I don't
Freysa
think
won't
Freysa
take.
take. No.
Freysa will add more pressure to this, both having the same time, 1 minute
What
and
about
50 almost.
a5? Do you like pawn a5?
Pawn a5. If capture pawn a5, I don't think that's good because there's h4 pawn. So it's like b4, and h4 is looking at the a5 square.
Ah, true.
Yeah. So that's the beauty of transcendence.
True, true,
H
true,
can
true, true.
transcend through
Mm.
A, and A can transcend through H. I like what Phrase is doing here, adding a lot of pressure to the white's pieces. Just like what the chat is mentioning, unable to develop.
Hmm.
Hmm.
This favors black.
Cloud's like, I forgot this isn't chess. No, it ain't, bro.
This is and
Anytime the rug can pull under you, man. This is
Transcendence, take
crazy.
the knight. Yeah, that knight was such a. You see, that knight was such a pain in the bum. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. So I guess that capture on the knight on a4 is
Yeah,
queen
queen
Nice.
time.
time.
Queen time.
Frasier got
Yeah.
no spells now, bro. This is
Yeah,
so crazy.
I mean that's the most correct way to use queen time to capture a queen.
Yes.
Love queen
I
time.
agree.
Yeah, because if you can't mate,
Oh no! Knight takes g3.
damn, what
Oof.
Knight
is
takes
happening here?
h1. No, this is over. I mean, it's so hard to come back from this. Yeah.
Chat's going crazy right now.
Yeah, I mean there's like shot in the dark and House of Crew Transcendence, but I don't think that would be enough to defeat Freysa, a grandmaster. Yeah, that
Yeah.
won't be enough. So
Only way he loses is on time, and I don't see him losing on time this game, right?
yeah, Freysa has way more enough time compared to Elijah. Maybe we can we can say that Freysa is really an advantage in this game.
Yeah, definitely. One queen up, one exchange up. I mean, it's
Yeah, there's still House Recruit and Transcendence, so anytime soon.
This game is making
yeah,
me sweat, guys. Like
it's
it's
everyone's game. It's everyone's game, you know.
insane.
Definitely Steak you. This is still intense though. I mean, Freysa has Queen up, but we don't
Hmm.
know how
You look at
Elijah
the
will
clock.
respond.
Yeah, that's a very good move.
You see, Freysa has material advantage and still try to kind of control the game, controlling the center and still having this
Mm.
opportunities for transcendence. Like there are threats everywhere.
Great move. E5, opening the queen. Now you can do bishop takes h4 with check. If rook takes, queen takes, right?
Yeah,
Oh no, you can't. You can't because bishop takes h4 with transcendence. Yeah.
maybe G5. I don't know. E3 responded by E3. Okay, but these bishops on C1 and C2 may not be very useful unless there are open diagonals across these edges. but
Hmm.
nah. Yeah, there are
Yeah, he
no
goes for
diagonals.
g5. He goes for g5. I hope he doesn't miss that bishop on c1 is defending the h4 pawn.
Yeah, that's
Wow. Oh yeah, I
defending the
didn't
h4
see
pawn.
that.
And also that c2 bishop
Oh.
is also eyeing for the
Okay,
h5.
now we want to
Oh.
play a5. Definitely.
Oh.
Now we definitely want to play a5. There's
Yeah,
no
a5.
like definitely we want to do that move 100% because it just blows open the position, right? And we have a queen that's not been playing the whole game. What's the point of having a queen if we're not going to use it, right? Uh,
Correct. That's why
of
Freysa
course, he knows that, right? He's a GM, but I'm just saying, like we want to eventually get to play the move a5 for sure, and he knows that. Yeah.
He will win. Oh my
Oh,
god.
he didn't realize. He didn't
Oh my
realize. Ah,
gosh.
he did. He did
yeah,
realize.
he knows. He knows it. He's just
Oh, wait.
maybe
So much action in the board right now, guys.
No, please
could have
don't.
been
Please
better
don't take
if
the rook.
check.
Please don't take the rook. Please don't take the rook. Okay, great. He did.
I mean, it could have been
Yes.
better if
Check. Take
rook,
the bishop and
yeah,
then
on
take the rook.
c1
Yeah,
and
yeah,
put the
yeah,
rook
yeah,
on
yeah. That,
h4.
yeah. This was a play.
I mean, yeah, less than
Rook
10
g8.
seconds for Freysa.
Come on.
Why does he play a5? Do it
I
for
mean, the
me at
f7
least.
rook, f7 pawn is still hanging.
True, 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 true.
Oh, simplifying,
Yeah,
huh?
this is this. Yeah, this is fine. You just push, right?
Yeah, I
Rook
mean,
g8.
overwhelming material
Whoosh.
advantage.
That's what you get for not playing a5.
Boom boom.
That's what you get. That's what you get for
Damn.
not playing a5. You see?
Wow.
Okay, I see this. I see this. There's a possibility. However, no mana, not enough mana.
Mm.
Transcendence.
Yeah, there isn't
Then
enough
he takes
mana.
his pawn.
Uh, I think, yeah.
Rook g8. Rook g4. Or
I
yeah,
mean,
just king f5.
Transcendence won't be helpful for Elijah here. Not enough peace. All
Rook
right.
g8. Here he comes. Rook g2 is unstoppable.
House recruit on the b6.
It's fine.
Trying
It's
to
fine.
make
It's
some
fine.
hopes.
Rook g2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The clock,
Takes.
guys.
There's no slip yet. There's no slip, so yeah,
Shot in
this
the
is
dark.
manageable.
Transcendence.
Ooh,
Ooh.
The
that was
shot in
brave.
the dark.
That was brave.
That was brave.
Wow.
Yeah, cutting off the king.
Ooh.
Oh, we like the braveness, bro. Very
Yeah,
bold.
but it's over. Yeah. How
It's
do you
so
win from
close
here?
now. Let's go.
Oh my
Congrats,
god.
Freysa. I think Elijah was trying
GG.
to shot in the dark on b6 so that he can capture the king. Yeah, this is
Wow. What a
possible.
move.
It's actually
Damn.
possible.
What a game, huh?
Definitely.
That's crazy.
Freysa.
Oh,
So it's now 1-1, right?
yeah, it's 1-1. So meta game, macro game. Freysa definitely felt very good with queen time,
Mm-mm.
but I feel like if I would change a spell, I would change queen time. Why? Because Elijah is an IM, and he of course missed that queen time could take the queen there, but he's not gonna miss it twice, right? Like you're
Of
not gonna miss it
course.
twice. So I think if I'm Freysa, my tactic is go house recruit transcendence, accept that I used my queen time bullet, and just change that spell. For Elijah, I think he realized that shot in the dark potential a little late in the game,
Yeah, I
and I
agree.
think I
Too
think
late.
he might reuse it and try it again because it has a lot of potential, and I feel like it kind of gets you off of your game when you see it
Mm-mm.
as the opponent. So I feel like Shot in the Dark Transcendence or Shot in the Dark House Recruit is the ones that he's gonna keep. But as I say this, like
Mhm.
somehow everyone plays House Recruit Transcendence, which are the two spells I told you. Like I think are very very good. So yeah, expecting House Recruit Transcendence and one spell change, but hopeful we actually see Shot in the Dark by Elijah, just because it's fun and unpredictable. You know, what do you think, guys?
Well, based on the spells, I guess you're right about that. Maybe Freysa did a good job with the spells. However, for Elijah, it's kind of late when he realized the potential uses or use case of shot in the dark. But maybe in the next game, he might keep the shot in the dark. However, I don't think, yeah, House Recruit and Transcendence will also be useful. So, yeah, definitely one of these spells has to go, since according to the rules, we can't repeat the same set of spells.
Oh
So,
man. So it's all
yeah.
about strategizing now, guys. Like I
Mm,
think that's
Mm.
the next step. And then they're going to take their game to the next level because it's the tiebreaker, like 1-1, who's going to tip the scales kind of thing,
yeah,
right? And
still a
I wonder
best of
what
five
spells
though.
they're going to use.
That's what we're exciting. Yeah. Okay. So currently, again, we are looking for these players to show us some new strategies, some new techniques. Because, yeah, I managed to commentate on some of their games from the past, and we can really tell that they are really masters when it comes to Anichess, not just in traditional chess. We both know that Elijio is an international master and Freysa is a grandmaster. But here
Ah,
in Anichess, I mean, they both showcase that they're really indeed a master.
I mean, every round forced players to adapt not only to tough opponents, but also to like spells, right? And mana kind of like managing, and this no autopilot sets, right? Just
Mhm.
pure depth and creativity and strategizing. And I
Exactly.
think that's what it means to play Anichess, because Anichess is it's not just a chess with gimmicks, it's a whole new layer on top of the game that these guys have mastered. And I think that's what's challenging them as well. And ooh, it looks like we have game 3, gents. And we got Slip, House Recruit, and Transcendence for Elijio, and House Recruit, Transcendence, and Pounce and Purr for Freysa. Wow.
So expected. We talked about
Mhm.
this. House
Yeah.
Recruit Transcendence is just too powerful. You just
Mm.
swap the other spell, so that could be an improvement for future tournaments. Just swapping. Maybe you cannot repeat a spell three times. So you need
Mhm.
to go keep swapping your repertoire. That would be cool as well. Because
Yeah.
when
Mhm.
when it comes to like pro play, there will always be a slightly better spell than other spells, right? Like it's impossible to achieve balance.
Mm.
Agree.
Balance is a problem, it's not a solution, right? You
Mm-mm.
you you try to find like very close numbers, but balance is impossible. So yeah, interesting fact. And let's see what happens this game. An open position here. The center is not taken.
Yeah, not yet.
what
Yeah, most of
what
the
is gonna
time this
happen?
happens. This actually happens most of the time when both players use a transcendence spell. So they try to blockade the position right here. Okay.
Yeah, I mean preventing transcendent streaks,
Mm.
preventing mates and stuff. Because in this game, one wrong move is
Yeah.
potentially losing the game, right?
I
Mhm.
mean, that's true. Imagine
That's
playing Blitz at
that's
this level, right?
yeah, that's what happened last game, right? Like last game,
Did
Fraser won
Mm.
because like he took a queen early game, and that was enough to take the W. So let's see if that happens this game, or if we see maybe a more positional approach. Because you know what they're doing here? I think I understand what they're trying to do. So I think they're playing passively because they want to save up mana
Mm-hmm.
before they start trading
I
pieces.
see that.
That's
I see
one.
that. Mana
That's
managing is real, man. Like it's real. We
yeah.
see them get into like really tricky corners before.
So hear me out, John. You're an
Yeah.
Anichess player, TQ also. Like, hear me out. What if we create a spell
Hmm.
that increases the amount of mana that you can have?
It's like
So
Ooh.
a
let's
boost.
say like it does a
Ooh.
minor thing. Let's say I don't know. Yeah, maybe like a slip, right? Like slip
Yeah.
is minor. Well,
Mm-mm.
even minor. Like let's say, I don't know, swap the placement of your rook and knight or something like that, and add
Mm.
2 mana with no cap. So you can go over some cap, like the 8 mana cap, so you can start making new combos, kind of thing. That would be
Mm.
cool. You
Like a
know,
buff spell to buff another spell.
buff. Yeah, forget
Man,
about it. Just buff.
Mm. Just buff.
Increase your total mana by 3 for
that's
this game,
definitely gonna change the
and it and
game.
it and it costs 5 mana, for example. So you need to,
Oh,
play passively, spend the 5 mana, and then increase your cap. That would
that's
be
great for
cool, right?
clutch moves.
Can
Yeah,
definitely add more pressure, bro.
Mm.
yeah, because like then you're
Mm.
playing with 2 spells, but you have different combos. Because then you can do like Transcendence into House Recruit into Transcendence. Because maybe you get
Mm.
12, you get to 10 mana, and 10 mana lets you do that because whenever you play a move, you get 1 mana back. So it's 10
Mm.
plus 1 plus 1. That's 12, right? Interesting, interesting. So
I
what are
like
we seeing here? A very passive game, right?
that.
Players developing pieces, just chilling.
Mana
White
managing.
controls the center though more than black, I
Mm.
think. Uh, but yeah, just a slow game for now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a possibility to go A4 right now for black. It's like pushing pawns
True,
for better
true.
use case for that.
Gaining space,
Mm-mm,
right?
for that bishop to
But
from
but
F8
then my
to
friend John will tell you that the H3 pawn blocks that with Transcendence, right?
it guards the A4 square, but right now there's no reason
No,
to
no, no.
capture.
Of course. But
Mm,
then, like, if you capture and then the rook captures, you can move
mm,
your C2 knight, unveiling an attack from your queen onto the
yeah,
A4 rook, right?
right. And then
So
there's
you
also
could.
bishop on G2. You can
That's
capture
also,
that. Mm.
yes, true, 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 true.
But that opportunity
Ooh,
also opens another opportunity for black for that bishop from F8 to transcend
that's
all the
that's
way.
true. That's true.
Mhm.
But I feel like this player's like getting to this line, and then they are like, "Oh shit! I have 1 minute and 30 seconds to calculate all this. This is
Yeah,
impossible. I'll just play like regularly, and like trade some
yeah.
pieces." You
Let's
know.
just take it lightly, bro, so that we can save time.
Oh, wait! Bishop takes,
Oh,
and
Whoa.
now Freysa is an exchange up.
yeah. Freysa has an option to capture that rook. We just go back.
Rook
Probably bishop
goes.
is better for transcendence. I guess that's why he chooses to keep that bishop instead of capturing the rook.
Wow.
Oh, nice, nice use of house recruit.
What? What? Wow. I mean, that's a very interesting move.
So counter a counter.
Why? I mean, I guess. I guess also like when queen takes, you also get an open diagonal as black. You're hitting the h1 rook. I mean, it has some meaning to it, I guess,
Mhm.
right? Like if
Yeah,
bishop takes rook, queen takes bishop, you're attacking the h1 rook. You need to play like rook h2 or something, or knight f3 there. Well, yeah, it's long over. We're way
Yeah,
past that, right?
we're way past that. Right now, we can
Yeah.
see, Elijah's counterattack with that house recruit on F3 kind of, simplifies the position. And at the same time, we can also see that these two bishops by Freysa is more active compared to
Yeah,
Elijah's
very active
bishop.
bishop. Like now, maybe we get to actually see if Freysa wants to trade the bishop for the rook or not. Maybe.
Yeah, he still, has this decision, but Rook has now dodged this bishop, this light squared bishop from white. So Rook to C8. And this goes the pawn barrage on
Bro,
B4
those
from.
bishops, John. Those bishops, though.
Yeah, these are sharp bishops, bro. Covering all these edges from
That
A to
knight
H.
completely dominated by the bishop on E3, right?
Exactly.
Completely dominated, yeah.
But also, we have to mention that in terms of the time control, Freysa is only
Mm.
less than 50 seconds and 2 minutes and 30 plus
That's true.
for
We saw
Elijah.
some problems for Freysa managing time. And I think
Yeah.
Elijah also realizes that, right? And he's kind of playing around that because now, like Elijah still has 8 mana. Now he can break havoc, make the position more complicated, and Freysa only has like 30 seconds to respond, so it's not as easy,
True.
you know.
And she has like one spell.
Oh,
So
he. By the way,
I
we
mean
we
he
found
has
out.
one spell. So
We
I
uncovered the
mean
truth.
We uncovered the
Elijio
truth.
might be like planning a big bomb to drop in a bit, one after the other. Literally going blitz spell on her. I mean him.
Okay, how is it a good house recruit? I feel it's a good move.
Yeah, I think this one adds more pressure for White. And again, Elijah found out that Freysa has, kind of lacking when it comes to time management.
Oh wait,
Hmm.
That's why he's trying to complicate things for Freysa.
yeah, I think
Ooh.
he's playing this correctly, but I think Bishop, yeah,
Oh, Bishop to
Time advantage is
B6.
real, guys. Like this is why Anichess is a little bit more complicated in that sense, man. Especially when you're on this tier. This is the high level
Bronze
guys.
Emperor. Oh, saw that coming.
yep.
Will Transcendence help? Oh, it did help. Bishop
It did
capturing
help,
A5.
but wait, because it's hard. Where do you move your queen now?
I
It's very
mean,
hard. There's a lot of tactics here. Okay, so rook b5, for example, is a thing here.
yeah, Rook B5 is doable. However, yeah, Freysa decided with D4. I mean, with this time, less than 20
You only
seconds.
have queen
Mm.
f5, queen f5. No,
Oh,
wait,
Oh, the
Queen
time.
takes C4 check. Yeah,
wait.
Freysa has less than 20 seconds
I
to
know, but like
calculate
all
everything.
the black king is very. But wait, queen takes pawn and then what though?
Imagine being Fraser right now, man.
Yeah, queen takes pawn. We see queen takes pawn on the board, and now wait, bishop b5. Do we have something with bishop b5?
I don't
What?
think
What?
so. But
No,
Elijah
we don't.
must remove that king on E8.
Ooh,
It will be
House
a
and
problem
Terror is
later on.
back.
So H4. What is this trying to do? Maybe
Time.
trying to target that bishop on A5, but doesn't seem to be very helpful. Bishop D5.
Transcendence take the rook. Oh, Transcendence with the bishop and take the rook.
Oh
No.
no!
Wow.
Damn.
Elijio.
That you won. I mean, that's
The
because of
time.
the time. The time. It's time
Time
constraint
Wow.
that
management.
caused these blunders. I mean, if Fraser has enough time, definitely he can avoid this. But because it's 5 plus uh 3, 5 plus 2. Yeah, it's not enough for Fraser to
I
Damn,
fulfill
what a
the.
see.
game. What
What
a
a
Wow.
game,
game.
Wow.
indeed.
Wow. Wow. I'm gonna clap and be like, all of our faces were so close to the screens. You guys can't see me right now, but I'm like right here in front of the screen. That was crazy. time is really something we need to focus on here, especially during these, like Rallo mentioned earlier, like 30 seconds could be the difference of winning and losing when it comes to this top tier matches, man. Like that's insane. You really need to bring your A game here. But shout out to, we're gonna do Freysa. Shout out. We're gonna do another game, I think, in a bit. But I need to calm down from that one and drink some water. The chat is going wild. The Discord's going wild, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's 2-1 now, right? It's 2-1. Two for
Two
Elijah
one.
and one
To
for
one.
Freysa. And I guess you guys deserve some 3-minute break, I guess. Let's have a 3-minute break and go grab some water and we'll be back.
See you soon. Yo, that's good.
All right, we're back. We're finally back. And are you guys ready?
Let's go. I'm like still shaking from that last match, and the chat is still kind of like, we're still getting PTSD from that win. It was crazy. Like we all was just like, whoa, that reaction was really good. But GG for that last match, and 2-1 now. So
Yeah,
really
for
excited to
Elijah.
see how they're gonna step it up now. Is Freysa gonna pay attention to the time more? And is he gonna be a little bit more careful with it? That's my take on this. I think in the beginning that passive thing is kind of cool, but I
Mhm.
think that's where all the time goes. So I want to see how kind of like they kick this off right now in the first 20 seconds.
Yeah, hopefully he gets to manage his time properly this time because he really needs to win if he wants to have like a tiebreaker game.
Ooh, same spells again, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be a crazy game. It's all about the skill here.
Wow. Rallo, we have the same set of spells here. What do you think?
I think Fraser's gonna
Skill
take this one.
plays.
Freysa.
Yeah, Fraser. I think Fraser's gonna take this one. I think we go 2-2 and we get the grand final. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully
And
Wow.
we get a 2-2.
Fraser
Ooh,
going for
see,
it.
now we're kicking off so fast,
Yeah, because
Wow.
like they were playing
right?
for. I think he's seeing the commentary and he saw that I wanted him to play a5, and he was like, okay, I'll do this for Rallo. This is for you. And he
That
just
was for you,
a5.
Rallo.
Yeah, a5. Rook takes a5 and just rook a8. Back to it. And it's like, that's for
Wow.
you, buddy. And now I'm gonna
Mm,
win this. And now I'm gonna bring it back. And he's just vibing. I feel like he's like listening to Bob Marley, vibing, chilling. He
mm.
knows he has this on the bag. Yeah. I
He's
mean,
kind of
again,
chilling.
yeah. I feel it. Like, look at Black's position. He's preparing for next game. You know,
Mm-mm.
he already left all the pieces in the back row because he knows he's gonna win, and he doesn't want to move the pieces back. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And the way we see it, Elijah is trying to advance his pawn on the H file, and knowing that there's no a threat since both of them having the transcendence spells. But we can see here that definitely Elijah will trying to be offensive, knowing that Freysa has time management issues. But will that be an issue for this match? Well, what do you think, TQ? Would Freysa will have enough time to calculate what's gonna happen here?
I mean, it looks like he's not being careful again because he's already almost 1/4, less than Elijio right now. But
Mm-mm.
I mean, I'm not gonna judge him with that. I think he's a really careful player, and he sees the kind of caliber Ellaijio is, and so this one, I think they started really strong, and I'm
Mm-mm.
really excited because now it's kind of balanced. You can see the black and white are really balanced right now in the board, and the
Ooh.
chat's going wild as well. What do you guys think? How about you, Rallo? Like, man,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
seeing.
know. Fraser said, yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, I think Fraser is like, as long as he plays fast for next minute, I think his position is good. It doesn't look as good, but I think it's good. He's 4 mana down, but he just needs to play some moves on the board, like just whatever. Like, it doesn't really matter if you're perfect playing. Just play
Mm-mm.
bishop c7, knight
Mm.
d7, knight f6. Just develop your pieces. You might run into some tactics, but you prefer to run into those tactics with time than run into those tactics without time, because you're gonna suffer so much if you don't.
Totally agree. It's better to
Wait,
run with
wait, wait, wait.
those.
As I'm saying that, Elijah sees a tactic, and
Ah,
yeah, the transcendence with the queen.
transcendence possibilities.
Wow.
Here we go.
But
He's prepping up. I mean, his
I don't.
favorite fictional character he thinks is going to crush the chess is Chuck Norris. So maybe he can Chuck Norris his way out of here, too.
I don't. Yeah, I think queen takes g6 is not that big of a deal. Yeah, I think we're fine.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
I think this leads to to like opportunities for white to kind of dominate the position, since
Yeah, yeah.
Elijah still has 4 mana, which allows him to use another transcendence spell. So basically, if Freysa will not be careful, and I guess that's the thought of doing this to cause more incorrect time management for Freysa, and at the same time to deal more pressure.
Yeah, it's this is interesting.
And I guess
This
effective. Freysa is now thinking again.
Yeah, this is so bad for Fraser. Fraser definitely had some problems with time management in this finals. Already down to 2 minutes, below 2 minutes actually. This is hard.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's like two moves here. You either go King D7 or King F8. If you go King
Mm.
D7, then Queen G7. Queen
Yes.
G7 has a threat to do Transcendence all the way to the seventh rank. Now King F8, I guess that's the only move for this position. Now I guess just develop maybe
You
A4.
can take the knight too, right?
Yeah. Uh the knight on
B8. Yeah, he could have.
B8.
Yeah, he could have taken the knight on B8. Yeah,
I guess. Yeah. I guess that's a
because if
possibility.
if Fraser takes it with the rook and wait, like that's one less piece. Well, I don't know. That defends a king. I feel like that would have been a like here, it's not the same thing because if you take the knight on b8, then I mean, if you queen takes queen, right, and then king takes queen, and then you take the knight on b8, and rook transcendence takes the knight. This is not good because like there's no more mating threats, right? But on the
Mm.
other position, if you do the transcendence and take the rook, you might be running into some stuff. But I don't know. Maybe it was not a big of a deal.
Yeah, but I guess this defense move, Queen E8, is effective for Elijah to think, and Freysa can also think while Elijah is thinking. So definitely
Yes.
use this time to think about the next succeeding moves. Because if you think again after moving Queen E8, what if White captures the Queen? What's your next move? Of course, you capture back, but what's the next plan? Since
Mm.
Freysa has more piece here, like piece advantage at the moment, well, definitely he
A4,
will
I
try
guess.
to, yeah,
A4 sounds like a decent plan.
I guess that's one of the plans, but I don't know what Elijah is planning here. Maybe he'll try to to make or to cause more pressure for Fraser to think
Yeah,
more.
I mean, all of our advantage went like it slipped away, right, for Elijah, right?
Yeah,
So basically, I think our best advantage was time. We need to keep that going on.
he definitely has to.
Just keep the pressure up. Keep make Fraser think. Yeah,
And maybe A4. A4 is a A4
yeah,
is
yeah.
something that
I
can be
like
considered.
A4. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
A4.
because that bishop on F1 will
Yeah, the
not have any
transcendence. Yeah.
power to transcend if that B5 pawn is blockading the diagonal. Oh no.
Wow.
This is looking good for Freysa.
Yeah, this
Will
looks
it
like
be a
we need to sack the
2-2?
bishop.
That's
Yeah.
the
Oh,
question. Are we going
okay.
2-2?
So I mean maybe that's the is that
It's the only way,
the
right?
only move? I don't know if that's the only move. I mean, he can just let it go to H2. Oh no. It can transcend all the way to H2 to A1. And actually this is a good move because if rook takes H3, then A takes
See,
H3.
eight take. Yeah.
Yeah. Transcendence can be very, very tricky, bro.
Mm.
Damn. King F7. Now, what's the plan here? Maybe, I guess, Phrase has to reactivate and regroup with these pieces from the queen side and do some help on the center here. Knight F3 trying to regroup. I mean, Phrase has Parker Mech, so later on he can
True.
definitely use that to to respawn a knight or to spawn a knight rather in the game.
Yeah, 95 is a very strong move too, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, correct.
95 should be strong. Uh, so that's incoming. That could potentially that knight could potentially okay. That's prevented by Freysa. Smart move.
Smart move. But
Yeah,
the time, bro, look at the time, 17 seconds. This is not looking good for Freysa.
yeah. Knight G5. You trade.
Freysa needs to move faster. Okay.
Okay, good
Spawn of the
move.
knight on e6. 10 seconds. Okay, good thing there's
Oh
2
no,
seconds increment.
the time though. You need to move fast, Freysa. Like
Yeah,
it's better you blunder than like
then run out of time.
Then run
yeah,
out of
like you
time.
cannot.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, a house recruit on h6. It's like returning the favor.
Yeah,
This
it's returning the
actually
favor.
causes more confusion, bro.
Wow.
Leaving 4 seconds at a time. 6 seconds. Okay. Now, just like you mentioned a while ago, Elijah has to, to cause more pressure, to cause
Cause
more
pressure.
confusion.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a
Mm,
win con. Do not play F4. Play moves. Yeah, passive moves. You gotta play passive moves. Do not play active moves.
Complicated move.
If you play active moves, the opponent is just gonna take. You need passive moves.
Bishop c2. Oh no. Could have done bishop
No,
c2.
yeah, no. Passive, passive. Don't
Yeah, bishop
offer
c2 is
trades.
looking passive, but it has transcendence
No, yeah,
possibility.
yeah. I mean, like your play. No, yeah, just play passive.
Oh, so
wow.
he's
Very good
looking for
move.
that possibility.
Now H7. How do you stop that? I don't think you can, right? Knight F3
Oh,
is
the
not
Oh,
time has run out.
GG.
GG's Elijah
Elijah
won the
GG.
match.
takes it. I
Wow.
mean, Fraser played so well, but like, yeah, time was.
Time.
Time constraint. I mean,
I
if
mean,
he could have fixed that one, maybe it could have been a tie.
it's high stakes, right? Like time control, and it really plays. And I think that's the disadvantage when your player or your opponent kind of like observe that about you. You need to switch your game every now and then, right? To kind of like survive basically, or kind of like win it. And GG to
Yeah,
Ellaijio for
GG.
winning that,
GG's.
guys. That was crazy.
Congratulations to Elijah and GG's as well to Freysa. They both did a nice and outstanding match for tonight's
Wow.
finals. Damn.
Damn, what a
GG.
game.
Yeah,
Woohoo.
what a set of games. Definitely. I did you guys learn from these masters? I mean, chat, what do you think of these games? Damn, they are
I, f-
so phenomenal.
I feel like this games were amazing. I want to see like 10, 10 minute, like a rapid tournament, you know. I want to see, no, because like actually like it's very interesting. Like there's so much that we're missing because it's blitz. Like we saw Freysa went, and the moment he went like, okay, I'm just gonna play, I'm just not gonna play my perfect moves anymore. um I'm just gonna play. So yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah, and again, congratulations to the winners. Congratulations to all who have participated, showcased how masters they are in the field of Anichess. Again, this is not just any chess, this is Anichess.
This is
Damn, they're
funny,
so great.
Yeah, I think
and I think I just
that's
wanna, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. It's
No,
just
no.
you go.
I'm just geeking out here, man. Like you guys, I know my mic has a problem right now, so I'm not gonna speak too much. But I'm just saying, before we jump out and kind of like okay, conclude the finals for now, I just want to give credit to everybody who made season 4 what it was. Man, we have 64 players in the knockout, and each with their own style, right? They won't have their favorite pet spells, their own way of making any chess feel real. And this is what it means to represent something on the bleeding edge, right?
Mhm.
Some people, some of them came in swinging with sharp tactics, and some of them had patience and deep strategy. But of course, time like is really important here. And I want to echo what Rala was saying. I want to see 10 minutes as well. And I want to
Me
see
too.
how these masters kind of like take on that only time advantage.
Exactly. Actually, it's good to witness how these masters showcased it in a lesser time. But yeah, just like Ralo and you, we're looking forward for like a 10 minute or more match so that we can fully dissect it. We can learn more from it, and at the same time, maybe we can absorb how they think towards these spells, towards how they use it, how they utilize it in an Anichess match. But of course, again, congratulations, Ralo. What do you think of tonight's
Okay, I'll tell you what
matches?
I think. I think I just want to get better at casting Anichess because I just realized how hard it is, and
Really, really,
yeah,
really.
and I want to see 10 minutes or more because like it's not, it's so much that you can talk about. It's just so
Yeah,
much that you can talk
that's
about.
true.
Like we can talk for 2 minutes about one move, right? Because if they
True.
transcendence and no, I house recruit, no, but my parkour mech, and maybe we miss stuff, and people in the chat can go like, John, why aren't you seeing that H4 wins? Or I think that's fun, and that's part of Anichess because we don't have engines here. We
Yeah,
don't
we don't have
have
any
we don't
engines.
have engines. That
Mm-mm.
doesn't exist. So that's what's fun. Everyone can like be wrong or be right. There's not like that's Anichess, right? It's not just
Yes.
Anichess,
I mean, the spells really did justice in the matches tonight, guys. Like, I'm sure even if you're just a fan of chess and not a pro, and such a beginner in any chess like me, it was so entertaining to watch because, like, you guys would comment on moves that I would like, hey, yeah, I didn't catch that. Actually, that's a good thought. And before you know it, they're already 5 steps ahead, and you're just like, oh my goodness. But at the same time, it has that adrenaline of like a competitive esports match. Like now we're down to the masters of disasters, and you got Elijio here with like the crazy strategies and taking advantage of that time, right? I think the 4 finalists didn't just show up tonight. They survived like a whole gauntlet of some of the toughest and most creative players that you're ever going to meet in the game. I mean, in the whole world. We've got every player from different regions, and I think, yeah, win or lose, every player that I watched tonight just fought through season 4 and deserves recognition. They set the stage for what we're about to witness, and even more on how the team builds this game. And I'm just a big fan of everybody, especially you, Rallo and John. Like, I'm just here and I'm the heart of the chat. Okay, I'm not a technical girl, but with you guys, I kind of feel like I'm getting it slowly and surely with everybody else that's watching you. So I'm a big fan. Thank you so much. It's an honor to stand here and comment with you guys.
Thank you, TQ. It was fun. And yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see you guys next time. I hope you had fun.
Yeah, don't forget
And
to follow us on our socials at Anichess, available on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can find us everywhere. And that's it for the ranked and reckless Anichess. Congratulations and
Sheesh!
see
Three
you again.
thousand dollars for
Yeah.
the champion, and of course, Freysa gets $2,000. That's
Mm-mm.
crazy, guys.
that's
That's
Definitely.
crazy.
yo. They are masters, and they're all legends in my book. I think total is crazy, and there's like $1,800 for Battle of Third a while ago, and it trickles down. Like these are. They deserve it, and man, I wish they all have a great night. They give us all great matches. Very, very awesome games. Thank you so much, and thank you guys, man. Thank you, Anichess. That was crazy.
Yeah, don't forget,
Yeah.
this isn't just any chess. This is any chess.
Anichess.
Dum, 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 dum.
We need a soundboard.
Step
Like,
beyond tradition
let's go. Thank
with
you,
a drop of
guys. Thank
magic.
you. Thank you, John. Thank you,
Clash in
Relo.
epic battles where magic
Love you
reshapes
guys.
strategy. Unleash spells to transform the game. Attack! Defend! Trick! Master them all. Ready to duel in the realm of magic